Hey, fellow Restopians, welcome to Restopia. Been a while. I wanted to get a video out to let you know I'm still around. It is a bit messy. I kind of purposely didn't clear the mess up particularly. Give it a bit of atmosphere. Yeah, especially welcome to my top subscriber, Gavin. Checked up on me, young man, I've got to say. Thank you very much for checking in on me, making sure I'm all right. I've done that to a YouTuber or two before. Did it to Andy from the English Watch. He went a bit AWOL. And I don't know if you follow Andy from the English Watch. I would recommend him if you don't already. Yeah, and he'd had a bit of a medical situation in Florida. So yeah, I just kind of got in touch at the right time, and he got back to me and he said blah 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 blah. But yeah, he seems all right now. And there's another one in America. His name's Pat, although he doesn't like people knowing that. Needs watches. American guy. He just fell off the planet. I don't know what happened to him. Hope he's okay. I did enjoy Needs Watches. He made a lot of effort with his videos, far more than I did. I reached out to him as well, but I haven't heard back from him. So yeah, but yeah, no, I'm all good, Gavin. I'm all good. Just been a bit busy and not really been feeling it for no particular reason. But got a lot. This is going to be a bit of a waffle, so bear with me. I've just got to get it out because I need a video. I've got to get down to the pub soon. I've won the competition at the pub, so I need to get down there, and then I need to get back to do a barbecue. Got a lovely bit of steak for the smoker today. But yeah, and I've been to Scotland as well. But yeah, thanks for checking on me, Gavin. Really, really much appreciated. So it's going to be a bit of a waffle. I'm going to get a few, well, as always, but I'm going to get a few things get done. Let's have a wrist check. Do a nice pits manoeuvre. Nice slow look at the Sinn U212, baby. Yeah, I'll touch on this. Shall I touch on this first? I might as well, as I'm doing that. Let's pop it off. And I'll pop these watches here are all here for a reason. I'm going to cover a few things. I'll pop the Helm Kurur, nearly said Vanuatu there. The Helm Kurur titanium on my wrist. Oh, I just do love this watch. I really do. Really do love this watch. It's one of those watches that I didn't think I'd particularly like, and then I just absolutely loved it. But yeah, back to the Sinn. I really do need to do a full video on this, but I just need to do a bit of an update potentially. Let's get the old manual. I still haven't read the manual. Let's do a bit of an update because I've got some notes here on it. So you may have seen my video saying I had a horrendous experience purchasing it. I think I'm going to delete that video because it just encourages. It's just when you're positive about something, people can be super pop. When you're negative about something, I think it skews reality a bit. Now every company has bad. I'm not talking about Helm. I'm talking about CW Seller / Dura, where I bought it from. Dura watches. Everyone has their moments. I'm still not particularly happy with them. I think the whole thing was just really, really unnecessary. But I'll cover that off more maybe in a conclusion video. But just to update you, I've now got my replacement Sinn U212. It is actually the serial number is about 4 down from the one I had, but it is a completely brand new one. I said that I really liked the watch before. I do really love the watch. I've had it. I think the dial's straight now. I mean, the problem with straight dials is when you're looking for it, it's never going to be perfect. I don't expect perfection. But the original one was off, and I noticed it straight away. And I've just got an eye for that. Shame I don't have 2 eyes for it, but. Yeah, the reason I say that is if you close one eye and swap between your eyes when you're looking at something, it does kind of give you a different perspective. And you have a thing called a dominant eye. So I'm thinking if the dominant eye, and I'm just saying this as I'm thinking it, if the dominant eye is the one that's seeing it skewed, or if one eye is dominant, then so close one eye, open the other. You know, give it a bit. You know, be reasonable in the tolerances that the watch manufacturers have. But I'm absolutely confident that the last one was off, and I noticed it as soon as I took it out of the box. But I put it to one side and I thought, oh, please don't be not. Wonky dial was just not great. But yeah, I'm absolutely adamant the first dial was wonky. You know, watch the video that I did if you want to sort of know more about that. Eventually, I got this one. It didn't quite. There were still some issues, but overall, it's been great for me. I can't. You know, I've now got this. I didn't pay list for it. Not that money's the driving factor. I'd rather the first one have been perfect. Or, you know, the first one was this one. I'd rather I've got this first. It's not great moaning about watch companies and watches and stuff. But I feel that if you're going to be positive about something, I think you've just got to be honest. And I was just honest. But anyway, we'll maybe cover that in another video. But I've got the watch now and I absolutely love it. I think it looks... it's a big watch. I think it's 47 millimeters, but it's a big chunky. I think they're 24 mil lug width. So everything about it's big and chunky. It looks good on my wrist. I think it's not too big, but I do like a chunky dive watch. So hence this. I didn't cut the strap on the first one. Obviously, because it was going to go back. I did cut it on this one. I have. I mean, that's pretty central. I do actually like these pins. And the annoying thing with this is, I'm going to say this watch is probably for bigger wrists than mine. I've got nearly a 7.5 inch wrist. But I do have to cut quite a lot of the strap off to get it to fit me. So, which is a bit upsetting because it means that I've not got as many of these showing as I wanted to. I won't go too much into the strap cutting other than it went very well. I didn't have access to the professional strap cutting tool this time, so I had to use a meat cleaver. But yeah, it went really well. It potentially is slightly too big. I don't really like opening and closing this, but I'm not even going to open it. I don't like doing it. That pops open. I've actually got more of this in there than they show you to have. So I've got the maximum amount of strap left on here that I can have. It might need to be one. I can't shorten this anymore by the micro adjust. There's 3 positions, I think, on the micro adjust. I can't shorten it anymore. I can only make it bigger. If I do shorten it, I think I'm going to have to take it from that side. But hopefully it's fine as it is. So let's give a bit of... So I said I loved the watch before the other one went back. So after having it for a while, what are my feelings? Let's quickly talk about cutting the strap. It's silicone, not rubber. I don't know if there's what the technical difference is there, but it's very... I said in a previous video, it's like a dildo on your wrist, and it is. I hope you're not offended by that, but it's such a tactile. It's so much nicer than rubber. That is fantastic, and I do love the. It's not. Is that embossed? It's proud. Embossed is turned. Yeah, but that I do love that Sinn. Being there. The negatives on the clasp, this is quite often the case. I mean, I don't like having to cut this side so close to the... I think that should be a bit bigger, but it would mean that clasp then would be even bigger unless they took away some of the microdust. So I suppose it is what it is. It's got to be that. But the way, when it's only one, I don't know if you can see that, what I mean by this. When it's only one in there, it falls away from that at a much sharper angle. This is really me being pedantic. It's very OCD-ish, but I've had this on other rubber straps. I just wish there were 2 there. It would give you an element of more micro adjust, and it just would mean that you're not attaching it by the very last one, because this side is not. This side is, there's 2 more on the one that's attaching it, but on this one it is obviously the last one that's attaching it. So yeah, it just plays around with my OCD. Something else I noticed actually is this. If I open that up, you can see there that bit is not. If I get a bit closer, that bit is not is bent down, and I haven't done that. I could probably straighten it, but it's just obviously that. I don't know how that's got bent down, but maybe it was, I don't know. But it is what it is. I think it's. I do love the watch. Let's quickly tell you what I like about it. The date window snaps. Seems to snap. I keep meaning to be awake at midnight and watch it, but when you wind the hands around manually, it snaps at dead on 12 o'clock, which I loved. I love the fact that date window is probably the most covert date window. I mean, that goes with the German Special Forces. It's like a covert date window. That goes so well. It's almost, I think a date window should be there. The date should be there when you want to see the date, but it's a bit like children, should be seen and not heard. There when you need it, but generally I don't think it should affect the aesthetics of the watch. So I absolutely love that, and that's why I really don't like Cyclopses, because they just draw attention to the fact that it's got a date window. I love I'll just do it as I'm talking about it, and I'll refer to my notes. I don't know why, I just love the second hand with the white bit there. It just reminds me of I don't know why I like it. It actually reminds me of a lighthouse. I don't know why, but I do like that. The general kind of the darkness of this dial, it's so matte black. I like the German text. That's pretty cool. Like that is in German, and it obviously says made in Germany. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an AR. I'm trying to remember what that's for. Research. But yeah, I do like that there. You have that on not this helm, but you do have that on some helms where on the Vanuatu, where it's a black dial with a grey logo, and so it's very subtle, and I like that rather than being very contrasting. I generally just like the colours. I'm not normally a fan of steel bezels. With the I normally like a bezel insert, but yeah, I just something about this that just really works for me. Obviously the crown is stunning. Mentioned logo on left, suit of black, minimal date window, snaps at midnight. Obviously it's very, very chunky. That case back. I mean, everything about this just really, really appeals to my chunky dive watch thing that I have going on. It's nice, got a nice weight to it, even though it's obviously not a bracelet. I particularly chose the rubber over the bracelet because I thought the design, with the Sinn in there and those that feature on the adjustment, those steel pins, I think just work for me much more than the H-Link. Although I would like an H-Link Sinn. Because that's obviously a very characteristic of Sinn. So maybe there's a dressier piece coming along. Now, what don't I like? I'm just going through my list of things weirdly dented. I mentioned that. I've never been a fan of these screws on the bezel. I know watch is perfect, and I kind of forgave Sinn. They are very small. I don't know whether that's good or bad, a tiny little screw, but it is what it is. It's how it's done. I don't like to say you don't notice them, because I notice lots of little things about this. So I really don't like it when people say, I don't notice the helium escape valve on an Amiga, or I don't notice the fake rivets on the Tudor. I mean, I kind of get that you don't notice them, but if you're going to notice really small detail, then you can't just it's live by the sword, die by the sword, I think. But yeah, I'd rather they weren't there, but there for a technical reason. Let me go on to bezel action. I did moan about the bezel action on the last one. Without having them to compare, I can't actually say, but this bezel action feels much better. I completely get that it has play there. People have said it's there, and they've said the reason it's there when you're diving. I accept that, and I kind of accepted that when I mentioned it before. But this one does feel, it doesn't kind of move if you touch it lightly, whereas I'm pretty sure the other one was much sloppier. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I'm not a massive, I haven't got a real thing about backplay. Doesn't really bother me too much. The bezel's there to turn. It's more about the turning, the clicks. It's bezel there to turn to time lunge. Bigger wrist, yeah, as I think I've already said, yeah, it would be nice if there was a smaller strap so that you could have more of those showing, because you just feel you're cutting too many of them away. If you had a smaller wrist than 7¼ inch, it would just be a bit silly. Yeah, and that's pretty much all that I've written down about this. I absolutely love it. So what else have I been doing? What else has been happening? I did say this was going to be a waffle. Where should we go? Where should we go? Right, let's get this out of the way because it's upsetting me. I've damaged my Invictor. I dropped something on my Invictor Hydro Max, and the Flame Fusion crystal shattered. Can you see that? I'm still quite upset about this. I am going to sort it because I love this watch, even though it's basically just a desk ornament. I'm very, very, very upset that I've done that. Yeah, I've contacted Invictor. My options are send it to him. I can send it back to them and they'll fix it and send it back to me. I don't know how much that's going to cost. There is a company in America that supplies the crystals. It would be lovely to get a sapphire crystal and replace it. If anyone knows about modding, or how to best deal with this situation, please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate this video is not going to be titled Invictor, so there may not be too many of you here. But I think worst case scenario, I can't even rebuy this into the UK at the moment. I have to get this sorted because I do really, really love this watch, even as a desk ornament. But yeah, I do love it. But yeah, no more about that because I know it gets people going. What else? Where's my little list? I'm going to been to Scotland. I think I mentioned I've been to Scotland. Went to try and get a Snoopy. Should have a Swatch here, really, shouldn't I? Went to try and get a Snoopy. I was there, Swatch at Edinburgh. They were miserable. The Swatch staff are miserable. Probably they're just sick of people going in and asking for a moon swatch. But they were just really miserable. Didn't find that about Scotland as a place, Edinburgh as a place, but the Swatch store were miserable. Yeah, sort of went in, asked one. Quite glad I didn't get one. If he was that guy that was in there at the same time and asked, I think he said, I'm here for a few days. Can you call me when you get one in? And yeah, that was a no. They weren't willing to do that, which I knew. I'm glad I didn't get one because I didn't really want one. I've got 3 moon swatches, which I love. 1, 2, 3. And I've got a Blunt Pump Time Swatch 50 Fathoms, which I love. I'm not really keen on the whole Snoopy thing. I think I kind of wanted to try and get one just because I was there for a few days and I could go in every day. But glad I didn't get one. I know that sounds like sour grapes, but it isn't. That's how I feel. I'm going to, I think it's, I meant to research this. I'm going to, I think it's called Watch It in Solihull in June. So British Watch Fair. So yeah, if you're going along to that, let me know in the comments below. And you want to say hi. Obviously, if you don't want to say hi, don't mention it. That would be good. Looking forward to that. I've got a really cool Bremont coming into the channel. Hopefully, I'll not for a while now. It's on. It's not mine. It's but it's a military collab Bremont, which I think is really cool. Yeah, hopefully that's coming into the channel. Obviously, I mentioned Bremont because they're British. I haven't got a British watch. I sent the Christopher Wall back, as you may or may not know. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. See what comes along. I don't think I'm giving anything away, and I've only got a few people watching this. So Christopher Wall will have a big announcement tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. A lot of you may have got the email about that. So I'll be watching in on that at 5. My guess is that it's going to be it's going to outdo the Belcanto, and it's going to be an annual calendar. That's my guess. That's what I put my money on. Let me know in the comments below if you think you might know what you think it might be. What else has been going on? Did I mention what have I got here? I can't remember now. Did I mention the reason I've got this on is I've got the call for the steel Kurur. So that will be, I'll be paying for that. next week. And that should come within about a week. I can't remember. About a week. I can't remember how long it takes to come. But yeah, so I'm going for the blue and orange dialed steel version. No date. Crown at 4 o'clock. Can't wait to get that because I love this one so much. So that's happening. Jody, why have I got the Pagani design? What's it called? Milgauss. Why have I got the Pagani design Millhouse? I'm spitting feathers here. I've got to get down the pub, get my money, have a pint. Why have I got the Pagani design Millgauss here? Well, so Jody from Just One More Watch, he's announced, I'm just getting some photos up on my phone, he's announced that the new Erebus is coming out. I quite like the last one. You can check out the video on that. What have I got here? Favourites. They're all in the wrong order. Completely the wrong order because they put them in the order they were taken. Let's go back. I'm not recording this again. Let's go back to normal photos because then I know they are all next to each other and that's what I want. There we go. So Jodie's released the Ascent. My initial thought on it, let's see if I've got a picture here. That's my lunch. No, I haven't got a picture of it. But obviously you can look that up. I'm not overly keen on it. I think there are some, I think for the money it's great. One watch. Oh, of course I've got a picture of it. What am I talking about? Here we go. The Ascent in blue. Really like the Helix dial. This picture does look particularly good, though I think in other pictures I've seen it doesn't look as good as. So this is a mock-up that one of my subscribers sent me of a what's it called, Christopher Ward. So basically I think it's just a Christopher Ward with an Erebus logo slapped in there, and I think this is a much nicer looking watch. Now I know Christopher Ward is more expensive, but it kind of shows you, I think, the difference between, I won't go into the differences I feel, but I think it might be worth spending the extra and getting a Christopher Ward is what I'm saying, because it's a shame really, because I just don't think the Erebus is fantastic for the money, but I think there's some of the design things just don't really work very well, although that picture does look stunning. Another watch I wanted to mention is Vesterhav. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. The same, which is a Henry Archer. The same subscriber, London Ron, he showed me this one, the pink one. I really, because there's a lot of pink watches about. The Tudor, namely, started the whole pink thing off again recently. I actually think this, I don't know if oh, that's my lunch, there we go. That's what's going on at Barbie later. I think this pink just works really well, and I think it's a lovely designed watch. I love the pink and baby blue, and this is £505. So I don't know. Then you still got to pay postage. Not postage. You've got to pay VAT and everything. Yeah, so it's significantly more expensive, but it's not as expensive as Christopher Ward. And I think the thing is that I haven't seen one of these. Obviously, know what Christopher Ward's like. But yeah, I think there are some other options there that kind of do the whole design thing better for not too much more money. I think I would probably go for this over the Erebus Ascent. It's interesting. It's got, I think that's a loomed crown, which is pretty cool, and it's open case back. I don't know too much about it, but I think visually, I think it looks really nice. There's the blue one, the more standard blue one, which is obviously, you know, more people would be attracted to. Pretty similar logo to the Erebus as well. But yeah, I think that's all of but these two designs, I actually really do like the look of this. It's Dutch, but it's just, I've emailed them a couple of times and not heard back. I think just difficult to get into the UK. The pink's pre-order, which I'll probably go for, weirdly. I've just got a lot of blue watches, and that has got baby blue on with it. It looks like those bubblegum Haribos, which I really love. Bubblegum bottles. Not too keen on pink and red, but that's the only fault I can find with this in terms of some, without changing it too much. I think the indices are really nice. Colour match date window in pink. But yeah, I'm tempted by this. I am tempted by the Erebus with that beautiful blue helix dial. But yeah, I think that's it really. I said it'd be a long video. Sorry, it has. I think I've covered everything off. Really just a catch up. It's not a quick catch up, but a catch up. I still really, let me know if you've got any questions about the Sinn in the comments. I still think I need to do a proper video on it, on the update, just because there was such a problem with the first one, and just cover everything off really, and just put it to bed. And I do want to look at doing a video about the Explorer 40 that I got a while back, comparing that to the Datejust 41. The OP41 rather, not Datejust, the OP41. Because there's, they're very similar watches, but yeah, significantly different at the same time. And I do really love the OP. I suppose you could say I love this because it's, fairly new, and I love the Explorer 40 because that's fairly new as well, very new. So I just love the newest watch, but I don't think it is that. I think there are distinct reasons why they are standout pieces. Well, I hope you've made it to the end. I'm sure Gavin has. Have a good Sunday, Gavin. Have a good Sunday, guys. Hope you're all well. Hope you're enjoying watches. Sun's coming out. It's effectively maybe the start of a watch year now, where people, models are coming out, people are going places. Let me know if you're going to. I'm pretty sure it's called Watch It, but it's in June in Solihull. So yeah, you'll find that. It's free entry, by the way. I think you just have to register. I don't think you have to pay. So if you're nearby or happy with a bit of a drive or train journey, yeah, maybe see you there. But for now, one wrist, live it.